New commitment for Notre Dame in the 2025 class, and it is one that Tim Hyde is fired up to talk about it. So let's go ahead and do that in just a moment. Please do hit the thumbs up on this video if you like what you see, and I guarantee you that you will. It's a big time commitment for the Fighting Irish, and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Blue and Gold if you have not done so yet. So Tim, class of 2025 4-star tight end Nate Roberts picking Notre Dame over Georgia, Michigan, Oklahoma, and many others, goes to Washington, Oklahoma High School, which is, I think, like 10 minutes south of the University of Oklahoma in Norman. So really a notable get here for the Fighting Irish. On 3 industry ranking, number 137 overall player, number 7 tight end in America. We can skip over On 3's rankings. That's an early ranking. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to adjust, but not the highest ranked player per On 3 right now. But yeah, a player with a big time offer list, pretty solid rankings, 6'4", 225 pounds. Tim, what makes you so excited about this get for the Fighting Irish?
He looks like the perfect Notre Dame tight end. I mean, I've been on the message board since Pot of Gold and all the offers and all that stuff. I'm like, God, he looks like part, obviously Michael Mayer to me, and part Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet with the way he catches the ball underneath and the way he uses his body. Mayer right there, just his physicality catching the ball and running over guys. And like right there, so many of these plays, I just keep seeing those two guys coming and going. Outstanding football players. This one, I will be for all the Notre Dame fans that have been around forever. That one just reminded me of Kyle Rudolph, obviously wearing number 9 as well. So I went out and watched all the tight ends in the top 10 and whatnot. If he's not the number 1 tight end, he's number 2. I think he's that highly regarded, and I think he's outstanding. And once again, he's a sophomore. He's 15 years old possibly in this film, correct? So you got a young guy that's going to keep growing. But this is big. You said down the road, Mike. I went on Mr. Google Maps. It's 21 miles. From his high school to the Norman campus is 21 miles. So you're telling me Notre Dame, now in the heart of the SEC country, which is Oklahoma, and they went out and got one of the premier football players in the class of 2025. So, kudos to the staff. This is a huge offer to get that ball rolling, obviously with the outstanding nose guard they had as well for this class.
So, Tim, in talking to college coaches in my years covering recruiting, you have 3 types of tight ends. You have your blocking, your receiving, and your all-around. For him, it seems like you would say he's an all-around that kind of leans a little bit more towards a receiver than a blocker.
Yes.
Would you agree with that at this point? But again, and then as I say that, he's got a good blocking clip here. But he does seem like the all-around tight end who leans a little bit on the receiver side.
Yeah, no, exactly. As you're saying that, he's pancaking a guy, his hands, the way he uses his body, he's smooth. He's always catching it with the ball out, not grabbing it into his chest and things of that nature. Like, look at that beautiful hands. He is a nice in that, within those hash marks, he's going to win that middle of the field. He just really reminds me a lot of some of the catches that Cole Kmet would get, the first downs he got and things. And then obviously Mayer just being a go-to guy. He's got 2 more years of high school football, so he's going to grow. He's going to develop. He is going to be, I would not be surprised if this is the type of guy that comes in and he's on the field as a true freshman. I just see this guy blowing up, 2 more years of high school, developing, coming to Notre Dame as a ready-to-play tight end. He's as impressive as any tight end I think Notre Dame has signed in the last decade outside of Mayer. He's that good a football player.
You got to like, again, those schools that I mentioned Notre Dame beat out here. Georgia, 2-time defending national champs. Michigan, got to throw them out there because 99.9 and 99.9% of the people, maybe that's a little high. But yeah, a high majority of people watching this really don't like Michigan, and it's a team that's featured in the college football playoffs here recently. And Oklahoma. I talked to Tom Lemming, Prep Football Report, publisher, and of course, so many titles you can get for Tom Lemming. I'll give him a legend. He said, "Listen, for Notre Dame's battles against Peyton Bowen last year, they lost this one. makes up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Going to get a premier tight end like that, and you go and steal him from Oklahoma's backyard, kind of maybe takes a sting a little bit off of losing to Peyton Bowen. Thoughts on that, Tim? Because you want to get the best players, and when you do, you take them from your competition, right? So you strengthen yourself, and then weaken your opponents in that sense.
No, it's a great point because obviously they're going. I mean, this is an elite recruiting win. This is not them going beating a guy for Vatek, Baylor or whatever down in in that type of country, so to speak. He's not his finalist. No, you're right. These are playoff teams. These are teams that are going to be in the playoffs, battling right on the edge of the playoffs. And then I always talk about the SEC. That is great football. No matter if you're a fan or whatnot, it is great football. It is high level football. And the entire SEC would take this guy if he committed to them today. So this is a massive win. And just to go into Oklahoma, Mike, this is the first guy to commit from Oklahoma since 2007. So
really?
Yes, Matt Romine, who was a top 50 player, 06, in the Rivals era, going back to the 02, 03, they've only signed 2 guys out of Oklahoma. So George West was a wide receiver, and then they had Matt Romine, an offensive tackle, who played a little bit at ND, had some injuries. So 2 guys during the Weiss years. That's it. So it has been tough sledding. They've had a lot of offers over the years in the heart of Oklahoma, but that's Sooner country. It is hard to get a guy out of there. So this is a big win for Coach Freeman and his recruiting staff, and you got to give those guys a high five. It is a massive win because I think, once again, I'm talking 2 years from now, I truly believe this is going to be an elite high-end football recruit when it's all said and done.
So looking back at tight end recruiting these past few years, in the 2022 class, you had the combo of Eli Raridan and Holden Stays. Stays already looks really good in what we saw from him last year. Raridan, pretty high expectations for him when he gets healthy. 2023 class, you have Cooper Flanagan enrolled on what was that, June 10th, I believe it was, that Saturday. The lone tight end in the 2023 class. Now, what Notre Dame does in 2024, in addition to Jack Larson, that more receiving tight end from Charlotte, is it Carter Nelson, someone else, or is it just Jack Larson? That remains to be seen. And then Roberts in 2025 for a school who says, or maybe not says, that many people claim to be tight end U. Do you like the direction that Notre Dame's been recruiting at this position here in recent years? Because you would think tight end U, they would just land like top 2 or 3 player at that position every year, but they really don't per the rankings.
No, they don't. And this is why I'm so excited about this one, because I truly believe he's a top 5 tight end, probably higher. I'm probably lowballing him right now. I think he's up there in the top 2-ish from the guys I've seen. There's a guy going to Georgia who's already committed, who's an outstanding athlete. Last name Williams, for those guys that want to go check him out. But Nate Roberts does a ton of stuff. As a true tight end, I am finding a hard someone to beat this guy, so far in the rankings because of his play. And another big thing about Nate Roberts, they were undefeated state champs at his level last year. So really good football for where he's at. He's a winner. It's good. And as far as rankings go, you got Mayer, then they have Brock Wright and Cole Kmet were 1 and 2. So Mayer is obviously upper echelon as well. Other than that, they've been getting a lot of guys in the teens, so to speak. They haven't gotten those upper echelon, like elite guys, like you're saying, Mike, tight end. So I think Roberts is that category of a top 5 nationally ranked tight end, which to me, he's the best one since Michael Mayer. I truly believe that. Since Mayer, when you're looking at 21, 22, 23, 24, he's up there.
So that's the news, folks. 2025 4-star tight end Nate Roberts committing to the Fighting Irish. Please do hit that thumbs up on this video. I told you would like the news, so go ahead and drop that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel, of course, for more content. He's Tim Hyde. I'm Mike Singer. As always, folks, we will catch you next time.